Hey everyone, Mac is back, and today we're continuing with the Commander series. This will be the final trio of commanders that I'm going to do. Once I'm finished with this one, I'm going to do a kind of like an, I guess, a all-star type, best commanders of the best when it comes to certain categories. So this kind of give you an idea of, which ones are really good to use in these specific situations. So I'll kind of go over those, like I said, in the next series of videos that I'm going to do. So let's get to it. So in the final three, we're going to do Darius, Sandor Clegane, and Peter Baelish. These ones are the three that I don't have unlocked, and I really don't ever plan to do it other than maybe Darius, just because you can get him for free. The other two are just too expensive for my taste. And we'll get to his against rebel leaders with his skills that he has. You're not going to be probably not going to be using him there. He does perform 3 attacks here, and a Chronicler is stealing 4,000 of the max health per attack. So I don't know why it says stealing when it's just, I guess he's stealing because he looks like a thief, I guess. Upon death of any other unit, increases zone max health. We don't care. Let's see here. When hit by normal attacks, there's an 80% chance to reflect damage equal to 5% of the health, up to about 8,000 damage. So I guess that could be good if he's if you have him upgraded as well. When max health is greater than 60,000, puts a curse on both allies and enemies. Whenever a unit receives healing, reduces the attack by 4,000 for 10 seconds. So I guess if you have him maxed out, then I would assume that he's above 60,000 for his health. And then moving on to his army, against P for PvP, he's pretty much useless because this is for all glorious battle. So if you're talking about just glorious battle in general, then yes, he's very, very good because he has 10% on all these, which is really good, which you're going to want for the glorious battle. When it comes to his awakening, so this applies immediately when it's owned. You get a total health by 10%, resilience limit by 20 for the glorious battle, increases daily contributions conversion to glory points by 400 in glorious battle. So he's obviously a very, very good commander for glorious battle if you're one of that's fighting, and obviously for other reasons here as well, because you're getting points in glorious battle as well. So let's go to the tavern. So for these last 3 commanders, since I don't have them unlocked, I can't look at their tavern stats and see where they are. So I can't tell you whether you're going to upgrade them or not. So kind of just a little bit of a difference here in these last 3, and one of the reasons why I left them for the last 3 as well. So we'll just skip over that and go to the training grounds. And when talking about the training grounds, I would definitely not use him there because all of these here are they're not doing enough for you. I mean, I don't know what his health is because obviously everybody's going to be different depending on how. Most people don't have him unlocked too far unless you're really, I guess, think there was a wheel out there where you could spend a lot of money on. So it's possible that you might have done that. But performing these 3 attacks, stealing health, all these skills here upon the death increases his own health. So maybe that's okay. It's attack defense, so he probably is going to have a decent amount of health and defense on there just to keep him alive. And these other skills here, like I said, you really have to have them upgraded for this to even be relevant. So you're losing out on a skill completely. So, and this is maxed as well. So this is all when he's at gold. So they're a lot less even compared to this. So I would say not really worth it in the training grounds, and his skills overall are just generally kind of less than what you actually want. And now we go to the the Hound, who against rebel leaders you're not going to be using him. He just doesn't do enough damage to them to be able to warrant that. He's dealing here 5,369 damage to targets in a cone area, plus an additional damage to the target if there's less than 50%. That's really not that good. It's 60 when you have him maxed out at 6. I would not use that at all. When it comes to the army, he's actually really good with the 25% across the board. So you'll definitely want that. He's not awakened yet, so once he is awakened, then you'll have a pretty good idea of whether you're going to use him for you know, PvP in general. Because if you're in PvP, he's good because of these stats here. But if he's not awakened, then he loses out on the army size, and he loses out on you know, some of his special abilities, 4-star ability too. So that just is one of those things that's you know, just really just depends on how you have him. And then, like I said, going into the you know, the training grounds, or I'm sorry, the tavern, he's, you know, since he's one of those big commanders, he's going to be 5 stars pretty much across the board for certain things. So you're going to want to upgrade him to the max as you can. And then talking about the training grounds, looking at his abilities here, that first one actually wasn't very good. Then the next one here is a fearsome reputation, which let's see here, attacks reduce the target's defense by 2,000 and strategy by 15 or by 1,000 for 8 seconds, triggered at 15. That's not very good. Attacks deal 2,000 extra damage when his health is higher than his target's. So I guess his base damage will actually be a little bit higher if he's obviously he's in front. So maybe he's a health. Actually, because he's an attack guy, so maybe he's in the back. So if his health is higher, which would be decent, and then he has an added defense on there as well. So in the training grounds, I'm guessing you're not going to be using him very much at all, and his skills overall are actually, for how much you pay for him, are not that great either. So I wouldn't even be. You're not going to be using him for too much in this game, it seems, right now. And the very last commander we're going to talk about in this series is Peter Baelish. And Peter Baelish, when it comes to rebel leaders, his ability here deals 10,860 damage to targets in a cone area. So that's just technically that's just a nuke, but it's a small one because it's you know, it's almost not even 11,000, so that's really not that much. Then I'm not gonna, I don't know, I'm looking at these other things here. It doesn't look like there's a bleed there, which could be decent. Strategy, nah, not very good. He's a cavalry too, so probably not going to use him. He's not going to do enough damage for you, I wouldn't think. When it comes to the army, he does have the 25% across the board here for total defense, attack, and health, so that's really good. When it comes to his awakening, the malicious speculation and the War Soul Awakening skill will be used against all enemy commanders when 8 weakness attacks have been initiated by allied lineups, or 25 seconds after the battle begins. Can only be used once per battle. So enemy commanders have an 80% chance of falling into disharmony for the entire battle, and disharmony is 50% chance of attacking any lineups at the front of their own troops when using their skills. So basically they're turning on themselves and attacking themselves. So they're going to be doing damage that way. So that actually isn't too bad. Well, I say it's too bad. It's really good because there's a 50% chance, which it actually is quite high for this ability. So that's a pretty good thing, attacking themselves and doing some damage. When it comes to the training grounds, he'll be the 5 stars across there. So you'll want to upgrade him as well. I don't know what he takes, so I'm not really sure. You know what you're going to be using to be able to upgrade him in there. When it comes to the training grounds, his having this ability here is actually okay. Then adds 225 to strategy for 30 seconds whenever a unit is destroyed. That's fine. It's still not that great. So every two attacks, a bleed is inflicted on the target, dealing 2,715 damage every second for 3 seconds. So he's 2 seconds in, you're going to deal this damage, and it's going to go on for 3 seconds. But then a second before it ends, you'll do another 2 attacks, and then you'll have another. So this is going to be almost consistent. So it's basically adding 2,715 damage to his attack, to his base attack. So that's actually pretty good. And then it has 134 for strategy, which is kind of like not that great either. So there's a couple good skills there, or decent skills, but overall he's probably more specific to PvP with his awakening skill and his just general base stats as well. So that's it for the Commander series, and like I said, I'm going to be doing the next series of kind of best of the best of each certain categories. And I'll relate that video here in the future. So until next time, Mac out.